I have always said, it doesn't really matter when you make the changes. So do your research, do your homework, think on it. I mentioned last night, I've been contemplating a complete and almost complete rebuild of Nestor if I can find ways to do what I wanted better and or easier. So,
Yeah.
you know,
And
like
next, go ahead.
I get how one, even if it's just a tiny little thing, I totally get how that one little tick that you don't like can practically ruin a gaming experience.
Yeah. Right now, I'm looking at. I have switched out Sentinel. I have finally taken that turn and gotten rid of it. Some people might not be happy about that, but I'm happy about that because
You do
that
you.
allows. Exactly. I feel like Senku is going to be like, "Why you could defend me?" But, nah.
I mean, you already have Nyxor, who's a pretty heavy healer.
I feel like Pippin would have ended up being a great fighter with the way I play him. But I love being a warlock, man. It's so much fun. I love the Hex of the Blade Warlock. It's got to be I'm excited to play that Paladin in the next campaign and whatever campaigns we do in the future or in between. I'm excited to play other classes.
No guarantees of me keeping on, because about to get a nasty squall. Bow Echo.
Understood.
All right. Anyway, so I chose Medium Armor Master instead of Sentinel.
Okay, so you're going to be looking at
a little bit tankier. Sentinel didn't quite do. Sentinel was really good with the plan I had originally because I wanted it, when I cast the Darkness Orb. So that way I could be inside the Darkness Orb where they can't see me. They try to step away. I get an attack of opportunity and set their speed to 0. They cannot leave. That was my plan with Sentinel, but then I ended up moving away from using the Darkness.
Ow.
To the point where it's not even in my spell list anymore.
Yep, there's the wind.
All right, I got rid of.
You should be under a tornado watch, bud.
He's like, I'm in the
To
basement.
be honest, we aren't.
Wait, you live by Grand Rapids?
Yes, between Grand Rapids and Holland.
Oh, geez, you're a lot closer to me than I thought. I thought you were like, for some reason, I thought you were like northeast of Grand Rapids.
No.
Oh, geez, we're like less than an hour away.
Yeah. Where were you again?
I'm basically in Lansing. I'm just
you're like an hour and a half drive away.
When I offered to help you out, I was like, man, it's gonna be like a 2.5, 3 hour drive just to get there. No, not at all. You're super close, actually.
Much closer than you think.
I lived in Jenison.
Oh, that is very nearby.
I know. I lived like 20 minutes away from you for a time. And I actually knew you guys during that time. That's the funny thing.
Oh,
I moved out
fast man. I'll be like, dude, I want to hang out.
I didn't have a job though. We probably could have. But I think that was when I first met you guys. I was in the process of moving.
Ah, jeez.
That's funny.
we could have walked right by each other and not even freaking know it.
I'd probably recognize somebody in a dragon costume, but yeah, that's funny. I love bird dogs right on Baldwin Street. It's really good.
Oh yes.
I'm sorry, bird dogs?
Bird dogs. They sell hot dogs and chicken wings, basically. Well,
okay.
hot dogs and chicken. And like their main course, you get like a Chicago-style hot dog, and then a chicken leg, and a giant batch of fries. It's really good. It's super simple, but it's super delicious. And one time, the owner, it's a small business, and they messed up my order. And I was like, okay, I live about a mile down. I'll come by and pick it up. And the owner, who was the one on the phone, He refused to let me come down. Because he messed up the order, he was going to deliver it, and so he did.
Oh, ha, ha.
I'm like, okay, that's good. That's good business practice. Like,
Yeah.
That's where, like, okay, you give him an extra tip.
yeah, I did. You bet I did. I'm like, you messed up my order, but like it just the amount of effort that they put in regardless, and they ended up giving me a much larger batch of fries than what I ordered, just to
Really?
compensate. Like,
Yeah, that's
it's
a
they're
great
not
thing
big
about
fries to
Michigan.
begin with.
It seems
But-
like some like businesses, they don't always do it, but a lot of times we just end up getting free food or something because some kind of mess up. You'd be surprised how many times we gotten free pizza because of a mess up.
Oh yeah, a lot of times around here, people will just give away if they mess something up. It's like, you know what, my bad. Here you go. You could have it as compensation,
Or take this coupon
take
or
this as well.
voucher or something.
or keep both pizzas.
Yeah, keep
know?
both pizzas, eat it.
Especially since COVID, nobody wants to take back the food.
Yeah.
So,
But even still, just like take the pizza, have your order, for free.
yeah. But anywho, Pippin still has that Vorpal blade that he probably shouldn't be having.
You're not attuned to.
No, I am not attuned to it, and Pippin does not plan on giving it back, but at the same time, he doesn't know whose it is. I mean, he just found it on the ground. Somebody's like, "You're stealing that." He's like, "Yeah, from the cultists." Then pockets it. Either he could sell it because that's a powerful blade.
Yeah. It can decapitate people.
I low key want to just take a long rest. Actually, I still have one more. I have one more spell. I just want to teleport to Stump Bubble's estate. Just be like, hey, look what I got. He might not let me leave with it though.
So, when last we left off, quite possibly one of the top 10 most enjoyable D&D games I've ever run.
That just trying to search for that hill, and everybody was like, "Where is it? Where is it?" Oh my gosh, that was just wow.
It picked up just after the concert Fade Coda had put on. He requested he join you as you made your way towards the academy. Upon arriving at the academy, which happened in a staggered arrival because Pippin took off first, Perrin took off after him, and then the rest of the party showed up. You were besieged by 3 tiefling high priests of Lametta Tempesta. You killed 2 of them, subdued a third for interrogation. You allowed Fade to bind the cultist. Upon closer inspection, Pippin found out that the knots that Fade tied were very easy to extricate oneself from. This finally sealed the Fade's loyalty in the coffin, as it were, and he ultimately revealed that he was forced to join the cult because the cult abducted his daughter. He then joined you as you climbed 10 flights of stairs, which slightly exhausted Perrin, to the artifact storage and analysis wing of the main hall. You got there just in time to see Lorenta be blown through a wall into another wall and knocked unconscious, like making death saves unconscious. Senku stabilized her. and you saw what had knocked her out was an air elemental myrmidon, an air elemental that was sort of forced into magically enchanted full plate that bound it to the creator's will. Upon closer inspection, Perrin was the first to figure it out, but you realized that this
Actually, it was Perrin and Nyxor.
It was, but Perrin was the first one to spot it, followed closely after. That this had markings and facial features that you recognized from way back in the second ever session, an air elemental that you helped free from the cult. Evidently, they recaptured it and bound it even harder and forced it to fight you. Senku was particularly distraught about this, and was ultimately the PC to destroy the elemental, which he nicknamed Twister. Afterwards, you found the cultist who was giving him orders, hanging off the outside of the building, swept that way via a tidal crusher that came from Mr. Nyxor.
That was pretty epic.
It was. Nyxor hoisted the guy up and asked where the hilt was that they were apparently there to find.
Didn't I ask one of them where Fade's daughters were? Oh, where was I think that was that guy. Yeah, the other guy. Never mind.
Yeah. You then got spit in the face on. You heard a pop as this cultist dislocated his shoulder so he could slip through his robes and kill himself, falling 10 stories to his
inevitable death.
Untimely demise.
To his doom. A few fly spells later, everyone's on the ground. Shenanigans ensued, whereupon Pippin stole a magic book that had been taken from him by Nyxor.
Nyxor did not know this.
No, it was quite the.
I don't think Thunder knew that.
It was quite the masterstroke of pilfering from Pippin.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew that, Thunder.
You know what?
That Pippin successfully stole the book.
I thought I reposed it. I thought I opposed it.
You did. Then he did some teleporting and sleight of hand shenanigans to teleport behind you silently, open your bag of
little.
I messaged Sen and we went to the DM chat for like 30 seconds at one point during the campaign. And what I proposed was that Pippin, because Pippin was hiding in a bush at the time with like a 33 in stealth. I'm like, okay, so Pippin wants to get this, but he needs to get this book. So Pippin is going to teleport. I'm going to teleport above Nyxor where he can't see me. And as I'm falling, open the bag of holding and silently fall into the bag of holding. And then while I'm inside, I need to find the book, peek my head out. But now that I'm no longer in an extra dimensional plane, now I'm back in the overworld, I can teleport out of the bag back into the bushes without him ever noticing.
So you reference that as the overworld?
What did you say?
I find it hilarious that you reference that as the overworld.
Why is that?
Because it's Minecraft.
Yeah. I play a ton of Minecraft though. It's something I play very often.
And
I
this point
enjoy the game.
realized that the sword hilt that Nestor was almost fanatically obsessing over was not down here, and that you had lost track of Fade. You flew back up to you flew back up to the broken wall, and you all had a very heartfelt conversation with Fade Coda, wherein he relinquished this the hilt of a sword sized as a great sword, shaped in the form of a symmetrical and slightly stylized thunderhead. Pearly white at the bottom, fading to almost an almost black dark gray at the top of the hilt. Cross guards in blue and yellow, stylized to look like forked lightning bolts. And Nestor ultimately mentioned that the weapon has been an ancestral, has been in Nestor's family for 40 generations. And that's essentially where we left off. So we're going to pick up just after that. Oh, hey, Pat's here.
Hey!
All you missed was the recap.
Because I don't know if they're gonna start that chainsaw back up right outside my room or what. Yeah, we have like a 12-inch diameter
Oh my!
limb fall on the garage.
Oh my!
Biggest,
The garage-
healthiest limb. The garage is intact. There's some roofing damage that's gonna have to get looked at. But that's the only thing that took significant damage, other than the dumpster. And this thing engulfed a car and did not scratch the car.
That's good.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
like
gonna
one
go
of
and
those-
post the images of it getting cut up over in Storm Chasers right now.
Sounds like one of those things where I saw a picture of this tree, huge tree, but it had this really weird like bump in it, just randomly halfway up the tree where like the trunk swerved in one direction, went back, and it fell on top of like a Mini Cooper, and that bump was perfectly around the top of the car, so it took no damage. Like just this insane thing.
Like, it was ridiculous. There were branches underneath the car, there were branches over the car, there were branches behind the car, there were branches beside the car, but no scratch.
Jeez.
I was like,
Oh.
okay.
Apparently
The
the
best part, my
enhance
mom-
is dropped.
Yeah. The best part, my mom was upstairs sleeping